So this is the product that I genuinely think will make me $50,000 per month. And I got a comment the other day on one of my videos of someone basically saying, you're not telling us what your product is, you're just telling us how to sell it, you're a scam, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, fuck you. I'm going to make a video to kind of explain my theory behind how I build products to make sure I build the best products in the marketplace to get the best results from the most amount of people. So I'm going to kind of keep this video quick and try and explain the theory behind the product and what's actually going to go into the product. So if you're new here, I help people build personal brands and make $20,000 per month from a personal brand. And if you want to know how to do that for free, just click the first link down below in the description. I'm running a free class that will teach you exactly how to build a personal brand and make 20K a month in 2024. And put your name, phone number, and email, and you get a free course as well. So that's what I help people do. But I've noticed that there's a massive disconnect between people that are brand new and beginners to people that are actually a little bit more established that need a little bit more personalized one-on-one help. And that is what this new offer is going to be. It's going to be a higher ticket consulting offer or a group coaching program. And this is how it's going to work. So traditionally, most people, and this is where I started, right? When they start running a coaching offer, they run a one-to-one offer, which is one-on-one client coaching. Now, this works to an extent and it can get some pretty good results for your clients. But there are a few issues with this. Number one is I'm still selling my time for revenue, for money, right? Which is very, very stupid, especially when you're trying to scale a business, because I have a finite amount of time and I've got other tasks to complete inside the business. And helping my clients make more money, although it's very fulfilling and it gets me great testimonials and results for them, it doesn't necessarily directly correlate to me making more money. So it's not the smartest way of doing things. The other problem with this as well is you're coaching people. You're not actually giving them systems. You're not actually doing it for them, which means that there are limitations with coaching. The problem is with coaching is basically it's like, look, what are your problems? I'll tell you how to fix them. It's not like, go ahead, follow these 15 steps, implement exactly what I'm going to teach you here, and set up these systems and you're going to start making more money. It's very much led by what problems you have. Biggest issue though is it's one-on-one. So the next step that people usually graduate to is group coaching. And what tends to happen here is you still sell your time for revenue or for money, but your skills or your time is split between multiple people at once on one call. And what this typically means is your results for your students tend to go down slightly because you can't dedicate all of your attention to one person's problems and one person at a time. You have to split that attention across multiple different clients that all probably have slightly different problems, slightly different products. You know, they're all selling slightly different things, and it gets a bit complicated. And again, you have the same inefficiencies that come with one-on-one coaching, which is I can only give you the information. You have to act on it. You have to implement on it. And if you implement on it slightly wrong, or you misheard me, or whatever the information was I gave you and you didn't put the exact amount of work in or whatever, you're not going to get the best results. So that's the biggest problem with group coaching. So the next step is what I've called the productized system. Now, this is what I'm building at the moment, and it takes a lot of time to build. So I've been spending a month or so conceptualizing in my head and actually building out what the product's going to be. And the productized system is basically you build a system. It's kind of like build and release. You build a system that does the legwork. So rather than me leveraging my time to help my clients, I leverage a system that we deliver to multiple clients, and that gets them epic results. Okay, so you can see one-on-one, we get good results. Group coaching, we get decent results, which is slightly worse. And then with a productized system here, we get epic results, because what we do is we actually say, well, rather than just coaching you and telling you what to do, we're actually going to give you a system that you can pretty much click an import button into your business and it's going to instantaneously make you more money. All right. And the way that we do that is I can put my time and effort, front load my workload into making sure that this system is fucking good. So then when I actually install that system into a new client account, then that client can go on and get amazing results without really having to leverage my time or speak to me and get my help with everything. So that's the productized system. But this also throws up a few problems, right? And fundamentally, the biggest problem is, what is the system and what do I mean by productized? Well, let's go on to the next step, right? The system that I teach people how to do is how are you going to build a personal brand and then make money from it? In essence, you post content and you sell stuff. That's kind of fundamentally how it works. But there's three key elements to that. Number one is traffic. Where are you going to get the views, the people that actually know about your offer? Where are they actually going to come from? Cold DMs, cold emails, you're going to run Facebook ads. What are you going to do to actually get the traffic in? The second part of the system is sales, right? What is your sales mechanism? How are you actually selling? Is it low ticket, high ticket, mid ticket? You're doing sales calls, webinars, coaching funnels? What are you actually doing to get the conversion of your customer? And then finally is the product. Okay, so the system has to contain these three three things. So we've still got me here. This is the system, then the clients, right? And then Epic Results. This is what it has to contain. I have to be able to build out a productized way of importing something into multiple people's businesses that can work for multiple different types of people in multiple different industries. And that's where it gets a little bit complicated. But fundamentally, it breaks down into three things: where you're getting your traffic, how you're selling people, what's your sales mechanism, and what you're actually delivering as a service. Now, more often than not, I want to be bringing on customers that have this bottom one kind of lined up. They kind of know what their product's going to be, in which case I only really need to focus on sales and traffic. But we still have stuff inside the program that's going to help them with product if they need to. So let's break this down even further. Now, fundamentally, if we just pull out the system from this method here, okay, so I hope you can see what I'm doing here. We've got me, the system, the clients, Epic Results. Isolate the system. We need traffic, sales, and product. If we isolate that section completely, what actually involves in each one of those sections? Well, for traffic, I teach people how to build a personal brand, post organic content, and get views from that content and direct that views as traffic to a funnel. So my traffic is going to be organic content. So that's the first section of my system, which I have to build out. The second section is sales. How are you actually going to sell a product? Now, I want to help people sell higher ticket coaching programs, which means we have to use sales calls. And the reason why is because if you have, say, for example, 10,000 views in a month versus 700,000 views in a month, the product that you're selling is going to have to be different based on what your income goals are, right? Because you have only a finite number of those people are actually going to buy your product. So if I have 10,000 views and only 100 people are going to buy my stuff, or 10 people are going to buy my stuff, and I want to make 10 grand a month, then I have to sell a product for $1,000 a month, right? To make $10,000 a month. I can't sell a product for $100 a month. Whereas if I was getting 100,000 views a month and 100 people are buying and I'm selling a product for $100, then I would make, 10K a month. So you can see the difference in that, which means most often than not, people that I work with have no content, no viewership at all, which means they have to be selling high ticket, which means ideally we show them how to do it with sales calls. Then the final system is product. What they're actually going to sell as a product. And because we know that this system here works, right, the productized system, we're just going to show them how to build their own productized system. So it's, okay, this is the funnel that we use to get you on as a client. This is the way that we sell you. This is the way that we deliver our service. We're going to build all of that, which works because it brought you on. And we're going to give that system to you, which you can go ahead and sell in like your own niche, whatever it is, right? But like I say, more often than not, we don't have to worry too much about this bottom part of the funnel because we hope that people that come through already have a bit of an idea about what their product is going to be. So this is where the problem kind of comes in. In business, we have a big problem with coaching, okay? The problem with coaching is up here, I can only give you information. That's all I can do. Now, the information that I give you, you have to act upon yourself. I can't go around, pick up your arms, move you around like Ratatouille and make you actually do the work. You have to implement it. Now, the problem is, the information that I know has been learned through experience. So I have to take my experience, put it into theory, and then relay that information to you so then you can effectively go ahead and implement on that information. The problem with that is more often than not, there's latency between the information that I know and the information that you know and how I kind of perceive that information and what I do with it. And it might be that, I can tell you this one piece of information, this one sentence, and then you perceive it in a slightly different way because of my tonality or the way that I say it or the way that I punctuate my sentence, right? But I could have meant something completely different. So it's the same kind of thing when you're trying to teach people information. And what that typically means is when you give people theory-based content, they learn the theory, but it's hard to implement on, and it's hard to implement on correctly. And that's the problem with course-based content. So this is the issue that we have right now with the coaching industry and course-based content. We have these three elements we want to help people with: traffic, sales, and product. It's going to be organic content, it's going to be sales calls, and it's going to be a productized system offer. For organic content, the theory is I would teach you, okay, you're going to post YouTube content. How do the algorithms actually work? How are you going to structure your content? And how are you going to come up with video ideas? Those are really the three biggest pillars. If you know how to come up with video ideas, you know how to make a good video structure that's going to sell your product, and you know how the algorithm works, so you can get views, get clicks, get engagement on your content. That's pretty much everything that you need to know. So if I can teach you those three things, that's the theory. And that's kind of typically what comes in the format of a course. Same thing goes with sales calls. I can teach you the theory of how do you increase your bookings and how do you increase your show rates and how do you increase your close rates. And this comes from your sales calls, but also your funnel as well. So how do you increase the number of bookings, your VSL? How do you create a really good funnel? How do you make sure your show up rates are high, your email marketing sequences, SMS marketing sequences, all that kind of stuff? I can build that in a course and I can teach you the theory behind why you should send these types of text messages. Then the next problem that we have here is a productized system offer, which is, okay, well, what product are you offering and then how are you going to build it? If I can teach you all of those things as a theory, then theoretically, you can go off and implement it and get good results. But what typically happens is this all comes from what we call taught material, i.e., for you to learn this, you have to engage with either, right, course content or coaching content. And the problem is this taught material comes from my personal experiences. So I have learned all of this stuff through 10 years of running businesses, and that's come from my experience. I then put that into course content and coaching content, and then you interpret it in a certain way. Then once you've interpreted that information, the burden of responsibility goes to you. You then have to implement the theory that you were given. And then if you do it all correctly, you then go on to get epic results. Now, the problem with this is we have a large time frame for you to actually go ahead and get good results, because not only do you have all these problems, right? And that's how I'm trying to help you solve those problems. But I've given you a bigger problem now, which is, okay, now you have the theory, but you now need to make sure you can actually implement on this stuff correctly for a long period of time before you get anywhere near getting good results. And that's the problem that I find with a lot of coaching offers, because they really heavily rely on this taught material, which is course content. So how do we fix this problem? And that's what I'm going to be talking about in my program. This is how I'm going to be changing my structure. Fundamentally, we build this monstrosity. Okay, now this monstrosity is basically, we have the same thing. We have me at one end, then we have a vast quantity of clients that are all getting epic results. And this middle bit here is self-contained in a box. And this box is important because the box signifies the system. Okay, so if we look here, we go up, we have this process, me, a load of clients with epic results. Here's the system. So that box down here, this is the system. So I'm going to try my best and explain this in as much detail as I possibly can. So in this box, we have a big system. How does this system actually work? Well, fundamentally, we have the same three pillars: traffic, sales, and product. You're going to be posting organic content, you're going to be doing sales calls, and you're going to have a productized system offer. So once that's been said, this was the original one right up here, okay, which was, where is it? Here, the theory, right, which I've grayed out now. And that's important, right? We've grayed these out. How algorithms work, all that kind of stuff, how to increase your bookings, what product you're selling. Instead of giving the theory first, what we're going to do is we're going to give the practice. So we have theory, practice, and implementation. Those are the most important things. The problem is with giving theory is you have to interpret that theory in your head and then go ahead and apply it and implement it and then hope that you've actually applied it correctly and understood the theory correctly. And also, not to mention all the other problems, which is the ego that comes into running business. A lot of people think that they watch your theory, they understand it, then they're like, throw it out the window. It's not important. It doesn't apply to me. Let me try something different. So instead of doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to skip that. We're going to go straight to practice. And what I mean by this is, how can we actually give you a system that you can pretty much import into your business that relieves the pain, the stress, and the anxiety and all the frustrations of having to learn the stuff first and then build the systems and then implement it? How do we just give you the systems so you can then just implement it and start making money? Because if we can fast track this process, right, and we can remove this long latency here, this time that it takes you to learn something before you can actually implement it, if we can remove that, then theoretically your speed to result will be a lot higher. So the way that we do that is I'm going to be delivering a productized system, which is basically on each element of this funnel, right? We have organic content and sales calls. Organic content, rather than teaching you how algorithms work, I'm just going to give you pre-planned video scripts and pre-planned content ideation systems, which basically means when you come on board and you say to me, but how do I know which content to post? I'm like, don't worry about it. Here is your video script. Just go and film the video. Okay. Don't worry about asking those questions. Just film the video and it will work. Same thing goes with like, how do you come up with video ideas? Don't worry about it. Here are 500 video ideas, or here's 50 video ideas with corresponding scripts that you can just go ahead and film and just post. So that speed runs the time, the latency of learning the information and getting the results, right? We don't want that. We just want you come on board, you get the information, you start making money. Same thing goes with sales calls, right? Rather than increasing the theory of, okay, here's how you make a good sales script. Here's how you make sure you get a good show up rate. Instead of doing that, what we do is we say, well, actually, sidetrack all that. We don't need it. Let's just go straight to this. And I'm going to give you the exact funnel template, which basically means you can just click a button that imports that funnel into your Go High Level account. I'm going to give you the VSL script, so you don't have to worry about writing the script, working out how to make a good VSL, working out how to make a high converting funnel, how to actually put all the little boxes everywhere in the right type font, the right offer, all that kind of stuff. We'll build that all for you, as well as the sales scripts. All you have to do is implement. Okay, so it's not like you have to learn it, then build it, and then implement. You just have to implement it. Simple. Then the final step, which is productized offer, instead of just showing you, here's how you build a product, is like, here is our product building formula. Just plug and play, put these, like it's an Excel spreadsheet, put all your information in all these boxes, and out the bottom is going to come your product and how you're going to deliver that product. So now what we're doing is we're sidetracking this. And what happens now is rather than going from theory, right, to taught material, courses and coaching and long time period before you implement it, learn it to actually get epic results, we sidetrack that. We just go straight from onboarding, implementation. So you get the system, then all you have to do is implement. And when I say implement, you don't have to have subjective implementation. It's purely take a system that is purely designed for you, that's unambiguous, it's binary of here is your script, plug and play, then go ahead and implement. There's no binary, there's no kind of like subjective information on have you created the right script or not. It's purely this is what you need to do, put your information in, go ahead and implement it. Once you've done that, you'll start getting results. You'll get leads coming in the door, you'll get views, you'll get appointments, you'll get sales calls, and you'll start making money straight off the bat. But then we have a second problem that comes in, which is, okay, cool, makes sense, Matt, but why the fuck have I done this? Why have I posted this video? Why have I filmed these funnel scripts? Why have I done this X, Y, and Z? All these questions. And that is where we transition into theory. So I would rather teach you how it worked once the fucking thing's working. Like, let's get you making money. Let's get the system working. Let's get it plug and play, get it operational. And then once you're making money, we can be like, okay, now here's why you're making money. So you can go ahead and do this for the future. And the reason why this works so much better is because we still take this taught material, courses and coaching. But what we do is this, instead of going to, epic results, it goes directly to scale, because now you have the money coming in, right, from all this stuff. The implementation, this is now making you money. Now you actually understand the theory, but you understand the theory tied to a system that's actually working. So there's no subjectivity going on in your head. It's not ambiguous anymore. It's not like, well, what if I do this funnel? What if I do that funnel? What if I change my script to this? What if I try this ad copy? What if I try this? What if I change my script to all these different things? It's now purely, well, fuck me, this thing's actually working. I don't have to change anything. Money's coming in. Now, Matt, please explain to me how this is actually working. Because then you can actually tie the theory that you learn and you can be like, that makes so much sense. That's why we're getting a high booking rate. That's why we're getting so many people coming through to the calendar. Because now you have something to tangibly tie it to that's yours, that's your business. It's not just a subjective, here's how it works in my business. Now off you go, apply it to your own business. So we do the theory after the practice. And then that still comes in the format of courses, coaching, and send that to the client, right? There's no real way of exchanging information through any other format than visual or written or audio format, right? Which has to be a course or it has to be some form of coaching. But the difference here is now we have all of that in a big box, and because it's in a big box, we can actually deliver that to hundreds of clients at the same time, and all those clients can get epic results. And now I don't have to leverage my time, I just have to leverage a really good system. So this is what we call a productized system offer, right? So then the final piece of this puzzle is, how do I actually automate this? So say, for example, we sign a client. Client comes on board. Great. Next step, we have to implement that system, right? It all sounds great in practice, in theory, on my side, but how do I actually get people to actually use this stuff? Well, what we do is we build out a very simple automation. And that basically is, you pay, you get manual onboarding. It's always good to have a human touch point at the beginning, manual onboarding. Then what we do is we release the system. So what we've done here is we've built the system. Now we're going to release the system to you. All you have to do once the system is released to you, right? So we make all this stuff beforehand. So we have a lot of the scripts, all the templates, all the funnels have already been built. All we do is you come on board and say, here's the system, click this button to import. There's an automatic onboarding that will show you how to import stuff, how to actually import it. There'll be a day-by-day itinerary of like, here's your step for today, here's your step for today, here's your videos, go off and post them. Once you've released it, then I just have to attend daily coaching calls or like weekly coaching calls, or how many coaching calls we do a week. We're debating between 3 a week and 5 a week at the moment, but it'll probably be 3 coaching calls a week. All I have to do now is my input, my time is leveraged. Rather than having to set all this stuff up for each person individually, I do it once and then I release that system to multiple people. And then rather than having to leverage my time one-on-one with people, I just attend 3 calls a week and I can have hundreds of people on that call. That doesn't really matter if they're all asking different questions because they all have the same system. So that all of their questions will be kind of somewhat like, okay, now it's working, I'm getting money coming in, but why does it work? Rather than, but it's not working, I haven't implemented it, I've tried a new funnel, I've tried to change my copy, I've done all these different things, and just people just done they've just gone off the charts and done random shit, right? So my coaching calls become easier and people get epic results, all right? So that's how we do this. From the client's perspective, a client onboards, they get the manual onboarding, right, with me at a later date or with someone else. Then we say, here's a system. They just import that system, right? They get the scripts, they get the templates, they get the funnels, they get the video ideas, they get the video scripts. And it says, day 1, do this. Day 2, do this. Day 3, do this. Once you've done that, money should be coming into your bank account. All they have to do is plug in the traffic, right? Which should be easy for them, because don't forget, up here for traffic, we've already given them the pre-planned video scripts and the content ideation. So the first 10 videos are planned for them. They just have to film them and post them. So they don't have to worry about that. They just plug in the traffic and they follow the scripts. It's like baby steps. Once they do that, then we get to a decision tree. Does that actually work? Are they getting appointments? Are they getting people showing up? Are they getting people actually closing? Are they actually having any problems, right? Where are the issues? Then what we say is, well, actually, if you are having problems, use the theory. Understand the theory first, right? So if you're not getting show rates, it's probably because your follow-up sequence is terrible. So what do? We come to the decision tree. If you're not getting any results, you attend the coaching calls and then you ask for help. That's when we give you the assistance and we refer you to the right video in the course. Or what we do is we give you personalized custom help. Or if it does work straight off the bat, then it doesn't really matter. You're getting epic results anyway. You can just turn to coaching calls and we'll help you scale. So that's pretty much the product that is going to take me hopefully to $50,000 a month. That's our high ticket product. We have a mid-ticket product as well, but the high ticket consulting offer will be productized, and you can see how much more complex it is to build at the beginning, but how much easier it's to deliver at scale. So for example, one-on-one is very easy to deliver for like 3 people a month, which is why most people do that when they get started, is what I did when I first got started. Then you start getting overwhelmed, so you go to group coaching, then you get shit results for your customers, and you're like, fuck, what do we do? And then you have to build this monstrosity, which takes a lot of work to build on the upfront, but then it means you can now deliver that service to hundreds of clients every single month without really breaking your systems. So yeah, that's basically the system that's going to make me $50,000 a month. And like I said at the beginning, if you want to know how to build your own personal brand, do this kind of thing and make money by posting content, I'll show you how to make $20,000 a month from a personal brand in 2024 for free. All you have to do is click the first link down below in the description, register for my next free class, which is Tuesday at 7 p.m. UK time. When you register, I'll send you a free course that will show you how to get 100,000 views in 7 days. And I'll also send you a free program that will show you how to make $100,000 in 6 months as well. So if you want all that stuff, the first link is down below in the description and you'll get an invite to your email from school, which will give you all access to everything. But hopefully you got some value from this video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more stuff like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.